very much, Sunilji, for your very kind words. But I'm sure you all would have figured out that he's my friend now for almost 40 years. So he was exaggerating. Don't believe everything he says. Yogesh Sagarji, Honorable MLA from Charkot, all the distinguished faculty members, teachers, principals of the various institutions at Atharva, and truly delighted to be amongst all my brothers and sisters, the students of Atharva. Thank you very much for giving me this. You are the future. I was just asking Sunilji, how many of these students are from North Mumbai? And I believe there's quite a significant presence of North Mumbai. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask for your votes. I was asking because together, with your support, with your ideas, with your active involvement, we want to make North Mumbai, Uttar Mumbai, Uttam Mumbai. We want to make it the best place in Mumbai. Many of you will be aware that South Mumbai used to be the epicenter of Mumbai. Mumbai was recognized and defined by South Mumbai about 30 years ago. Then the epicenter moved towards Bandra. Today BKC, the Sea Link, Bandra Worli, the entire region in the center of Mumbai is almost where everybody wants to be. Not only because Bollywood is there, but that has become the happening place of Mumbai. But I think together with all of you, we want to make North Mumbai the happening place of Mumbai. And I say this because Mumbai's dimensions, Mumbai's size, Mumbai's activity level is now expanding, constantly expanding. I think there are more skyscrapers and tall buildings in North Mumbai than any other part of Mumbai. And when you look around, it's amazing the amount of construction activity, the redevelopment activity, the slum dwellers getting rehabilitated wherever they are in nice proper homes, their children looking forward to a brighter and better future. Young boys and girls today are very aspirational. They're looking for a bright future ahead for them. They're not satisfied with what they have inherited. And that is what is driving India. That is what is driving India's growth story. And you, young friends, are truly the reason for our being. We are all working to make India a better place for all of you and your families. And I think Atharva, which Sunilji tells me is another name for Lord Ganesh, Atharva epitomizes modernity, it epitomizes knowledge. In a way, the facilities that I saw here are truly remarkable. And as he rightly said, any institution which is going to be defined by research, technology and innovation cannot be anything but the best. And any institution ultimately gets its rankings, gets its recognition, gets its respect from the faculty and from the students. You are the ones who have made this amongst the top 10 institutes in the country. All of you and your collective effort has made Atharva what it is today. And I'm sure going forward, we will see each one of your aspirations turning into reality as you go into the real world, as you start taking part in the Indian economy, the growth story. I'm sure you all know we are the fastest growing economy in the world. We are growing at 7-8%. Last 3 years growth average is more than 8%. And in a world where countries, the developed world also, is struggling for 1%, 2% growth, If they cross 2.5%, they celebrate. And here we have India led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, not satisfied even with 7 and 8%. And that is what a country should be. That is what the people of the country should be. Aspirational, willing to take on big challenges, working to convert difficulties and challenges into opportunities, as we did during the world's most threatening pandemic, COVID, and the 6,000 students of Atharva, as they go into the real world, I'm sure will carry not only their knowledge with them, but the principles, the teachings that Atharva has given you. And I believe when each one of you gets into the real world with high level of morality, high level of integrity, high level of commitment to the nation, high level of passion to achieve your dreams, and your dreams for Mumbai, your dreams for India. No power on earth can stop India from becoming a developed nation by 2047 when we celebrate 100 years of independence. And what is the India growth story? Very often you might have read in the newspapers, I'm negotiating free trade agreements with several countries. We have negotiations going on with UK. We are negotiating with the European Union, many Gulf countries, Russia and Eurasia, Chile, Peru, and these are the ones we are negotiating. There are many more who want to do free trade agreements in India. Why do they want to do it? Why are they looking to expand their footprint in India? It is the strength and power of 1.4 billion Indians, 140 crore Indians, providing huge demand for goods, for services, for all the good things of life that each one of you want. That attracts them to India. They want to come to India and invest in India because they see huge talent, they see huge skill sets. They see the ability of each one of you to do outstanding work to make their goods and services, their products competitive, not only for the India market, the India demand, but for the global demand. We did an FTA with Switzerland, Norway, Liechtenstein and Iceland, a group of 4 countries who are called the EFTA countries, European Free Trade Agreement countries. That region, the average per capita income is $1 lakh. 83 or now 84 lakh rupees is the per capita income. So a family of 5, you can imagine what is the level of prosperity that they have. But they were very keen to work with India, very keen to do an FTA with India, because they recognize that they have to produce goods and services even for their own consumption. They cannot be competitive at their salary levels. Their people are aging. Their people work 4 or 5 days in a week. And if they want to capture world markets for their technology, for their innovation, they will have to come to India. India is that bright spot which offers demand, which offers democracy, which is very essential for free trade, and which offers a good demography. The demographic dividend that is often talked about, a young population. There was a time during the emergency, which was a blot on India's democracy from 75 to 77, when an effort was made to do compulsory sterilization of our people, including our young men and women, forcible sterilization. Because at that time, the powers that we thought that a population, big population, is a liability to Today the whole world recognizes that a youthful India with an average population of 28.4 years, that is less than 30 years, is our biggest asset, is our strength, the capabilities that each one of you bring to the table. An under 30 population expected to remain a young country for the next 30 years will add $30 trillion to India's economy. From $3.5 trillion, India will become a $35 trillion economy in less than 30 years. So look at the matrix. Young India, less than 30. Expected to remain less than 30, a young nation, for the next 30 years. Adding $30 trillion to our economy in less than 30 years. That is the power of India. And friends, today when India talks to any nation, we talk from a position of strength. And that strength comes from all of you. Today when we negotiate a free trade agreement, we ask them, how will you give us balance in the agreement? How do we create equity in the agreement? How do we make it fair to us? Many of you are management students. India, in the next 30 years, is offering a delta from $3.5 trillion to $35 trillion. So $30 trillion delta of opportunities. I asked Switzerland and the EFTA countries, what do I get in return? Your countries are so small. You hardly have any demand. In the next 30 years, even if you grow at your existing rates, if you grow, you'll add nothing to your economy. But if you even grow at 4%, 5%, which is a pipe dream really, you'll add $1 trillion, $1.5 trillion to your economy. कहाँ मैं $30 trillion का value add दे रहा हूँ आपको? आपके पास क्या है मुझे देने के लिए? I'm not repeating the dialogue from शोले और दीवार किसका था? दीवार का था. दीवार का था. मेरे पास $30 trillion है, आपके पास क्या है? And that is how we got from them a commitment, a legally binding commitment to invest $100 billion in India as FDI in the next 15 years and create 1 million jobs directly in India. And brought fairness, balance, equity to the free trade agreement. And that is what today's India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi does when it deals with any country. Europe has put some taxes on our iron and steel products. I have negotiated with them. I've been patient with them. I've given them a long rope, negotiated with them to try to reduce. Now I find that Krishna Bhagwan ने भी कितना 99 times माफ किया था ना. अब समय आ गया retaliation का. और ये आपका भारत है. This is the new India, which can take on superpowers also. Because in our aspiration to become a superpower, we cannot allow any barriers, we cannot allow any unfairness. And I've told my officials, you'll have to examine how do we retaliate and make sure that Indian business does not suffer and gets a fair deal. This is an India that is both compassionate to our people, to our 140 crore people. It's an India which works for greater welfare of our own families, our brothers, sisters, the less privileged, the people at the bottom of the pyramid. Which takes affirmative action to make sure all those discriminated on caste, on religion, on language, for so many years before Mr. Modi came in, are given all the privileges so that they can also rise in life. When Prime Minister Narendra Modi built 4 crore homes for the poor and underprivileged, when he provides 80 crore people with free food grains every month, during COVID he even gave double the food grains. When he provides 50 crore, 55 crore people free healthcare, or takes a toilet to every single family in the villages, building 12 crore toilets in India, when he ensures that every family gets electricity in their home, no child has to study under a street lamp, or takes digital connectivity to the remotest corners of India, so that even during COVID, our children in the forest or in the villages continue to be educated online. Modi government never discriminates based on caste, creed, language, color. Never ever has there been ever a discrimination. When we reach welfare to the people, the deserving should get it. And we need to take 140 crore people to higher levels of income, towards prosperity, towards a bright future for their families and for their children. And why am I giving you this background, friends? Because we are very clear that we want to invite FDI, we want to invite technology, we want to have the best of the world. And we are not against online at all, Suniti. We want to invite online to come here. We want to invite them to serve all of you. Online has tremendous benefits. Even online commerce, e-commerce has tremendous benefits. It has the benefit of convenience. It has the benefit of speed. It is giving you comfort in your homes. Many benefits. What the government, what the country only desires is fair play, is honesty for the customer, honesty to the supplier of goods and services, and to ensure that our people also have a fair chance to compete against such online businesses. We want to encourage online to grow, not at all any intention of the government to stop online. So any of you misunderstood what he said or what the article said, I want to reiterate. Even yesterday I said, online has tremendous benefits. We recognize that. But friends, if there is a law of the land that foreign direct investment is allowed in online services, only when you do business to business, it's a well thought of strategy. The idea is that our small retailers also can survive and coexist with online services. Unfair competition doesn't kill them. I don't know if you are aware, there are estimated to be 10 crore small retailers in the length and breadth of India, in every village. And I'm sure you all go to your village sometime or the other. You'll find at least 10, 12, 20 shops in every village. In our whole area, you will find small shops, which in the developed world are called mom and pop stores. You must have heard that. Mom and pop stores. Are you aware, all through Europe, all through America, these mom and pop stores have almost disappeared. There are no small retailers there. And it has caused tremendous amount of dislocation of the small entrepreneurs, the small businesses. We are not yet a $50,000 or $1 lakh per capita income country. We are still at about $2,500 a year. What is our effort? Our effort is to promote online, as per the rules, as per the law, but also ensure our small retailers survive. They also get an equal opportunity. Maybe some of you in this room may be having a family which runs a small retail store. But just imagine, there are 5 lakh pharmacies in India, small medical stores. They are not just stores which dispense medicines. They play an important role in our life. I said it yesterday, and at the cost of repetition, since this has not been reported anywhere. Many of the teachers, the faculty here will remember when we were children. Sunilji, Yukeshji, I. If we look back, our local chemist, so मुझे अभी भी याद है, मैं सायन में रहता था. मेरे local chemist की दुकान का नाम था Shri Ram Medical Store. I'm not trying to bring Shri Ram into the picture to tell you कि राम मंदिर अब बन गया है राम के जन्म स्थान पे, but उसका नाम Shri Ram Medical Store था. और जो वहाँ पे pharmacist था, every pharmacy needs to have a compulsory person who has done pharmacy studies. उसके पीछे एक सोच है कि वो अच्छी तरह प्रिस्क्रिप्शन पढ़ेगा. He knows all the local doctors. उसको ध्यान में है कि प्रिस्क्रिप्शन जेन्युइन है कि नहीं है. डेट देख के ध्यान आ जाता है कि कोई 4 साल पुरानी प्रिस्क्रिप्शन के ऊपर कोई ऐसी दवाई तो नहीं ले रहे जो बच्चे को एडिक्शन हो जाएगी. अगर मैं 3 बार जाके उससे बेनेड्रिल खरीदता हूँ, do you know what Benadryl is? Benadryl is supposed to be a cough syrup, but it has heavy dose of whatever it has. I frankly don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm a poor little chartered accountant. Phenyl? Yeah. And that product not only causes drowsiness, but it also has very, very dangerous ability. If used in large quantities, so don't think I'm against Benadryl, by the way. But if used in large quantities, person can get addicted to it. Many people use that for a replacement for sleeping tablets, which in any case are not good to have every day and can have serious side effects. Now that medical store pharmacist would ensure that if some child or some young person is taking too much Benadryl, he'll call up the parent and tell my mother that just take care, Piyush is taking too much Benadryl from the store. Something is fishy here. Would you agree with me on that? That's a holy place. He sees the prescription, he knows all the doctors, he knows it's honest or not. If he has any doubt, he can pick up the phone and call up Dr. Desai, my family doctor. Have you really prescribed this medicine to him? Because it's very strong dose. And he has even a good idea of the dosage for most medicines. If some particular medicine is not available, he can give you an alternate with similar ingredients. Can a delivery boy who comes and give you medicine at home, can he replace that? Does anybody in this room believe that that delivery boy comes, he checks the prescription which they supposedly do and knows whether it's right, it's wrong, the medicine should be given, not given? Is he a pharmacist? They say that they will have some pharmacists at the back end, but what does that pharmacist sitting far away know about the local condition in my lane or my family? And therefore, while I'm not against online dispensation of these medicines for convenience, for benefit of customer, but suppose the online retailer was to register that pharmacy on his site, and once I go on as a customer and he knows my address, suppose he was to dispense that same medicine from my local pharmacist, would that not be coexistence? The pharmacist would also survive. The online benefit would also be available. You would get the medicine from the pharmacist at home. He would take care of your well-being. He would be concerned about you and your family. And that would be a win-win for both the pharmacist, consumer, the online platform, and the nation. That's just, in an example, I've only tried to tell you what is the law of the land. That the online platforms owned by foreign companies, and most of them are owned by foreign companies, can only dispense under a marketplace model where the online platform is connecting only business to business, but the consumer will be connected to a local business person here in your locality who will protect you, also deliver what you require. There will be a pharmacist there who will be protected. His job, 5 lakh pharmacists are working all over the country. When you go abroad, as many of you would have you noticed that there are only those 24/7, or what is it called, 24/7, or CVS or Tesco, 2-3 big brand of pharmacists. Large stores owned by multinational companies, billions of dollars of sales and billions of dollars of business. Is that the future that we are ready for today? Maybe in 2047, when we become a developed nation, and each of these small shops also has some alternate, better business, bigger business, better income, that's understandable. But tell me, my young friends, if your mobile phone is not working today, can you find a corner mobile store to go and repair your mobile phone? There were 80,000 small mobile stores in almost every city of India until a few years ago. They are all history now. Very few could survive because they have a bouquet of products. When they repair your phone, they don't make enough money. It's a service. When they sell a few accessories or some products, they cross-subsidize the service they give you for repairing. But if the sales of those products are going to go online, that small mobile repair store cannot survive. It's out of business. That's all I said yesterday. I'm not against e-commerce, let me repeat that. I'm looking for a fair deal and integrity in their operation. Why should algorithms guide you to a particular product? What he was mentioning, that 65 lakh person, I'd love to meet him for no other reason, but to understand what they do with these algorithms and this data analytics. But I know what they're doing, I can share it with you. If you buy Benadryl 2 times, the 3rd time they will lead you to buy Benadryl. The pharmacist will save you the 3rd time from buying Benadryl. Online store has the data. Their algorithm will say, this lady has bought Benadryl twice. First thing that will pop up on your page is Benadryl. Am I right or wrong? Yes. Is that good for India or bad for India? That's all that we are feeling. My colleague has just told me that I'm already very late and I'm going into too much detail. Send me a big letter. But that's his job, he's also doing his job. I was not going to talk about e-commerce, and Sunilji referred it. I thought I should make sure none of you goes with a wrong impression. But I can only tell you this, my young friends. India's growth story is your story. Mahatma Gandhi had once said, we are trustees who inherit the planet as a trustee. But what we leave behind for the next generation should be a better world to live in. Friends, let us all go back with the resolve that we shall contribute to making India a better place, helping in the India growth story, truly learning in our years at Atharva, our duties to our motherland, to our nation, working with a commitment that our life is going to contribute to this beautiful growth story of India. In fact, there are many, this book that my dear friend and brother has given me is on Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, somebody we all hold in high esteem, and I'm sure must be an inspiration also for Atharva College and its students and university students. But friends, we need to go back to the roots. We need to learn the high moral values and principles that Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan espoused and lived through his life. There are many other books here. Dr. Ambedkar's life journey is by itself something to learn from, something to truly in our lives work for the welfare and a better future for the less privileged, particularly those who are discriminated against. It's a joint duty of all of us to make sure that every person in India with equal rights, equal freedoms, also gets equal opportunities. And that affirmative action is what Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar taught us. We are living to ensure that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's teachings help us in our work to make sure that nobody in this country ever remains deprived. And that affirmative action is cast in stone, is a commitment of all of us to make sure that we ensure a better future for those who for generations have suffered. When we look at Swami Vivekananda, every young child looks up to Swami Vivekananda for what he did for the country, took our message to the world, and for the wonderful teachings, the philosophies that he left behind. So each one of these, save and except one or two, rather only one, on this back, I'm saying save and except one because I don't know how they have put Adolf Hitler also in this. But other than that, I think each one is a story to learn from, to emulate, whether it's Abraham Lincoln, who failed in everything he did through his life. Every exam, he had a tough time. Every business he did, he failed. Every election he fought, he persevered. As Sunilji said, we work hard. We are true to ourselves and we are true to our nation. Honest in our work, sincere in our outcomes, focused like Arjun's eye on making India a developed nation by 2047. And that, friends, should be our pathway. That, friends, should be the life that we dream of as we craft, as we sculpt a future for each one of us, our families, North Mumbai and our beautiful city of Mumbai, for Maharashtra and India, ultimately becoming the source for the world to become a better place to live in. Thank you very much, friends.